Smooth transition. In today's video, we're going to take a look at how to back up an individual table in your Joomla database. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning in to today's Maintenance Monday live stream, number 76 here on the YouTube channel. And as I said, we're going to look at how to back up individual tables in your Joomla database. Now, why would you want to do that? Let's say you have, first of all, a reliable, complete backup of your Joomla site, but you're going to do some work on your site that's going to change only in one of the tables, and I'll show you an example in a second. Instead of backing up your Joomla site or your whole database every time that you want to make a little change somewhere, you can cover yourself by downloading just the table that's being affected. That's really that can be really handy when your database is huge, because if you do mess something up while you're working, you want to undo it. If you have to reinstall your whole database, sometimes on some hosts, that can be a real challenge. So this is just a way to compact what you're backing up and make it a lot easier to restore. And I'm going to go through all those steps and break a site and fix the site all in the process to show that. So let's head on over to the screen here, and we will continue to look at that. Let's see here. All right, just make sure that everything's live there. A little bit late today. I actually started setting up for a Watch Me Work live stream and had to undo a few things and install something. All right, here we are at basicjoomla.com/giveaways. Head on over there. This month's giveaway, 3 days left before the draw, and you can see the prizes that are there. Today I'll highlight myjoomla.com. You can win a prize to a one-year membership to manage one site for a year, or unlimited sites for a month. And we show a lot of stuff on myJoomla. It's a great way to manage, update your sites, run security scans or audits, all kinds of things. So head on over there. All right, so we have this website here, which is called nosecrets.basicjoomla.com. And basically what we can do, what I'm going to do is go in and do some finding and replacing in these articles. But first, I want to make sure that I back up my articles in case I make a mistake in there and I want to undo it. And so to do that, what I will do is go into the control panel for the hosting account that this website is in. And I'm going to go down to phpMyAdmin in databases. Now, this is a cPanel hosting solution here that I have that my company uses. And so your company might have, that you host with, I might have something different, but they probably have phpMyAdmin. It's a really handy tool. So I'm going to click on that, and I will then go down to the database here on the left-hand side that actually relates to this site. I already looked it up. It's basicJOS 10. Click on that, and then the next thing that you want to do is go to the exact table that it is that you're going to be messing around with, or the features in Joomla that are related to it. So that's gonna, again, this is something to do only when you are confident you have a complete site backup, because some things that are changed in Joomla affect more than one table. I know today this is just the one table, so for this example, we'll use a simple one. And then just be very careful that you are backing up everything that you need to if you're doing other things. All right, so I'm going to back up the content table. All right, there it is right there. JOS content. I'm going to, that's what I want to back up. So there's a couple ways you can do this. I'll just do one right now. I'm going to go to export. And then here, if I leave this set to quick, display only minimal options, every single table in the site will be backed up. So I'm going to go custom. And the only one that I'm going to change is which table is selected. So right now they're all selected. So I'm going to uncheck the call at the top of column structure, uncheck data. And now I'm going to scroll down to content. There it is. I'm going to check that left button checkbox there. And now we see JOS content is selected. That's all I want to back up is the content table. So next, I'm going to ignore all this other stuff because it's fine for my purpose today. And I'm going to click go. It's going to take that content tag, that content table, and it's going to give me the option to, well, I'm now going to download it to my computer. Now it's named basic_JOS10. I'm just going to add content table to that. This makes no difference when we go to restore it, but content table. And I have it stored here in the delete folder. That I keep a delete folder on my desktop, so anything I put in there, I know I can just delete it without really worrying about whether I need it or not. But I'll make a new folder, and I'm just going to call this JOS table for now. It'll be easier to find it later on. All right, JOS table. Save it to my computer. All right, next. Now I have that table backed up. I can go in and I can do the work that I want to. So let's mess some stuff up. I have installed DB Replacer on this site. That's from Regular Labs. The last two live streams we've been looking at how to use DB Replacer for finding and replacing things in the Joomla database. And I think I forget offhand what the topic was. Those last two live streams, what exactly we're finding and replacing. But what I'm going to do is do a ridiculous search right now. I'm going to search for everywhere that the letter A appears, and I'm going to replace it with let's replace it with this string of stars. I'm going to search, and it's found in 2 rows. There are only 2 articles on this sample site. And so I'm going to tell it to go ahead and replace. Let's see here. I don't have the replace button there. I wonder if something is goofy on this install, because I had to select this here. I just installed this before. Let's try this. But I do not have the, oh, I know, here's what I'm doing wrong here. I have to select what columns to search for. There we go. And I will select intro text and full text. My bad. All right, now we'll search. Now it's found the letter A. It's found the in one article. I'm going to just put the letter A there and search. Now we see things firing up. Everywhere the letter A appears is going to be replaced with that string. Who would ever do that? But I'm going to do it. We will replace. Yes, I'm sure. Okay. And then we're going to go to that home page for that site and replace. Now suddenly, wherever there was an A, there's asterisks. Let's do one more, just to really mess things up. Let's do all of the S's. We will then go and select intro text and full text, and we will go search. We will replace. And now we have thoroughly messed this site up. But good news, we backed up the contents table before doing this, because there really is no way to undo this. I could search for that string of asterisks and then replace it with A's, but we also replaced S's. So there really is no way to fix this except to restore backup, or to meticulously go through and retype everything. So here's what you would do in that case. You would go into the database, and you would go to the list of tables there. So I'm going to click on there. Here's the list. I click on the name of the database. I'm going to go down to content, JOS content, and at this point I'm just going to drop it. Now I can just click drop here. Drop will get rid of the whole table. So that's what I'll do. Drop it. If you empty, you just empty it and the table will still be there, and that could be a solution as well for reinstalling. But drop just will wipe everything right out. All right, so we drop that. Let's look what happens when we refresh the site there. We will have no content at all, and in fact, we get the requested page can't be found. It's just wiped out. Excellent. That's what we want, because now we're going to go back into phpMyAdmin, into where that table is, and we're going to go to import. And now we're going to then go browse your computer, choose the file. There's all my thumbnails from Maintenance Monday. We'll go to delete. Let's go to this place where we the folder JOS table. There's the content table that we just backed up. We will double click that to select it, and down at the bottom we're going to go. Now we see that the import has successfully finished, and when we go back to our site, refresh, there's the content back, nice and fresh, just the way that we want. And so that is just one way that you can back up and restore an individual table when you are working, when you've messed things up on something that you're working in your Joomla site. Now, we're going to continue on with this live stream, maybe look at other examples. But for those of you that tuned in just to see how to do that and are not going to be sticking around, thank you. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. Ring the bell for notifications, and why not give the video a like if you liked it. It'll help other people to find it. And leave a comment below if you're tell me what you'd like to see in other tutorials, especially Maintenance Monday live streams, because I'm starting to get a little thin on topics, although I still have a couple more to do. So for those of you that aren't sticking around, thank you for watching. Enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless. And for those of you that are sticking around, thank you for sticking around. Nobody has said hi in chat yet, so I'm hoping that everything is working there. Everyone's just quietly watching away. We have 5 watching, so that's good. Hello, everybody. One of the nice things, in a future topic, what I'm going to do is show another way to restore a table or upload a table if it's super huge, or you're trying to restore multiple tables. You have a huge backup of your database and your web host is pooping out, is timing out, and won't let you do everything. But I want to save that for another topic. Yes, DB replacer. We did a lot last week. I should, yeah, for the life of me, I cannot remember what it was, but we were looking at doing some. Oh yes, we were batch moving Joomla articles from one category to another. That's what we were doing. I know that there is a new update for DB replacer out there because there was an issue with DB replacer that we noticed that it was not remembering the content table here after you did a search, and still not doing that. But I know that Peter says that he has an update for that, and so we will we'll see that in place soon. What is going on in your weeks? Jose, welcome. Hey, John. Hey, Mary. Everybody, tomorrow's Watch Me Work Live. No, not tomorrow. Wednesday's Watch Me Work live stream. John Mulholt is going to be giving us an update on all the new features and things he's added to HodaMeta. So we're excited and looking forward to that. Tell all your Joomla friends to tune into that. That's going to be a good one. And I have caught up on, I think I've caught up on touching base with everyone I was going to touch base with to invite to be a part of a Watch Me Work live stream. And like I said, remember, feel free to contact your favorite Joomla people and invite them to contact me to come on and do something on there. And I have some other plans to drum up some people. So I have nothing hard and fast yet back from anyone, but the dates are opened, and of course that goes for anybody watching here too. If you've got you want to tell your Joomla story, you want to show something that you do, or just beyond, then let me know. Let me also hear. Let me also here get the Zoom call going if anybody wants to talk with their voice, as I always say. We'll start that without video, and then I just have to join with that and copy the URL, and then I can go into here and paste the link for that. My live stream last Wednesday was really weird when I went to process it on the computer because the video and sound were out of sync. So I fixed it, and then when I produced it, the video and sound were out of sync. So apparently my computer is struggling a little bit, and it's probably because I have not only filled up one hard drive, but I actually have 2 hard drives jam-packed full right now, and they have really slowed down. Let me turn the speaker on too in case someone comes in there. All right, so what's everybody working on today? What's everybody doing? I was a little bit late today because I had a wonderful, I bet you close to, probably close to 11 hours of sleep last night. So I caught up big time on some stuff and ran out of the few minutes that I needed to really get there. Especially, I did not realize that I didn't have DB Replacer installed on the site there. Mary says she's been having a ton of fun with smartslider.com. Let's check that out. Smartslider.com. Let's move Tim Davis over there. Pop this back up. Make beautiful and powerful sliders, carousels, and blocks. Okay, and is this, let me close this download here. And these are people that are using it. Must be a demo here. Let's check out the features. Jose says that's a good slider. Is this did they have a unique extension for Joomla, or is it something that you wrap in Joomla? So you'd be using a different product to make sliders and was struggling. This is super easy. Check out brand new highlighted heading layer. Highlighted heading. Smart Size 3 Core. It wasn't easy to task to choose from the many great stuffs we planned. And also you can underline something, or you can put a square around it. That's cool. Here's a video. Great, let's watch a video.
Hey, this is Peter from Next on Web. In this video I would like to show you the latest Smart Slider 3 feature, the highlighted heading layer.
Pay no attention to the WordPress
Headings
part.
hold a very special role on your website, as they are the first things your visitors see. With animated highlights, you can draw attention to the important text in a very exciting way. Let's check out what features are coming with this brand new layer. If you put down a highlighted heading layer, you will find a ton of highlights to choose from, like this circle or the curly underline. Some of them look better if you bring them in front of the text, like the cross-out lines, while others can have a cool effect by increasing their width to create a real highlight behind them. The best things about these highlights is that they are animated by default, and you can make the animations repeat themselves, like this squiggly underline does. Each part of the text has a separate styling on the Design tab of the layer window. And you can, for example, increase the size or decrease the width of the highlighted text. I hope you will have fun discovering the possibilities this new layer can give to create an awesome experience for your website's visitors. If you would like to see videos about the new features in the future too, subscribe to our channel. And if you enjoyed watching our video, please leave a like. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Hey, that looks pretty good. Look, the interface looks pretty good on it too. Smart Slider Pro. So I went to pause that and looks like I'm starting it. Or not. Smart Slider Pro. Let's look in the JED for it then. Joomla extensions. Smart Slider Pro. And go and wait for it to show up. I'll click go again. Mary, download the free version first but couldn't live without the pro features. Indubitably. It looks pretty good. Let's go with the Smart Slider Pro. Something's not going very quick right here. They need to, how do you mean, Jose, about they need to cover the most popular one? Let's go over here. Smart Slider Pro Joomla. Yeah, I'm just trying to get the JED to come up in the search there, but something is, oh, there we go. Didn't come up right away, but here, I Googled it, and here we are. By NextEnd. Oh, they need to cover the most popular. Oh, you mean the CMS? Yes. Here it is. Of course, we've already been there. We can go to demo, which is where we just were. All right. Just click back there. It's got 272 reviews. Oh, so this has been around, well, obviously been around for a while because it's 2014. Nice. Let's go to download, check out the price for it. If you have the Pro version, you can download here. Buy now. There's what we're wondering, what the price is. $35 for a site, $150 for 10. Of course, that's with support. $250 for unlimited sites. One-time payment. Does the public still want image sliders? Hi, Rick. My impression on latest research speed up my site is that these were like so yesterday. That's a good, yeah, Mary says that's a good question. Yeah, I guess that as a discussion, what are, because there are some sites where you do want to have like the big picture there if you have one product possibly, but I could also see, I mean, things are always evolving, always changing. It is a good question. And Mary, how have you found this for speed for loading? Oh, and this is a WordPress or Joomla. WordPress and Joomla. That's interesting. WordPress and Joomla. Oh, okay. This is an or because it's only one. You think is good? Sample sliders 100. Wow. Expert mode. Ken Burns background lightbox. Oh, okay. It's, yeah, and this is your taco loco site. Oh, okay, yeah, this is what you shared with us last week. Well, that comes up nice. Yeah, that's a nice presentation of that. I mean, here's an example where they have lots of products to show and a bunch of things to get across. So, and it certainly came up fast enough here. Drinking some of my breakfast there. I'll drop them a line and see if they want to come on, watch me work live stream and show things off and talk about that. That'd be a good question for them. I mean, it might be a bit like asking about motherhood with them because obviously they're making a product for Smart Slider. I wonder how many people are using it. I wonder if we Google our. Let's see. What was the exact question? Are image sliders popular on websites? Orbit Media. Do rotating sliders help or hurt your website? Don't use image carousels or sliders. Ignore the fad. 6 reasons why image sliders are bad for conversions. Huh. Interesting, something to look into. The trend that finally replaced the website slider, although that's 2015, that one. So that's something to look into and to consider. I know along that line, I'm starting to rethink putting the Facebook comment box at the bottom of every one of my pages, simply for the reason it doesn't get used that much, and the Facebook link stuff doesn't always load quickly, or it does add to the load time of my page. So I got to thinking, well, as much as it's like, yeah, you want to allow people to comment so that they can share on Facebook, it happens so little on my sites. What am I losing compared to gaining if I take it off and get a faster site? So these are all things that we should, I guess, keep asking along the way and wondering. So I'm actually thinking that I don't, actually thinking about taking it off my biggest site because it is used so little. And then other than that, I don't think I got too many comments for Facebook on other sites as well. So that's the trade-off, I guess, for speed versus function and whatever's in there. How do these load on mobile, and is the load time different on mobile? I wouldn't think that it would be. I guess the load time might be different on mobile, Rick, because if you're using data as opposed to Wi-Fi. If we go to Mary's site here, let's do the old F12 for developer, and then we can see the see what it looks like on mobile, and so there it is in there. Also, since this is probably assigned to a module position, it can be set so it doesn't appear on mobile as well. So, but there's what it would look like on mobile right there, that one. The picture blurs out nicely for a background, and but it is also not rotating, although that's not really a true test, perhaps. Let me check this out on my phone here. Let's open up a web page. Your Y-O-U-R Vancouver.com. It's not my Vancouver, but it is your Vancouver. Yourvancouver.com. VANCOUVER.com. /taco / let's go there, see what comes up. Or do I have to put in the reason I asked is Google gave your site a 68 on desktop and a 2 on mobile. What page are we looking at here? Party trucks Taco Loco. I'm having a hard time finding the exact page navigating here. Taco index.php. Just let me type this in here. /. I know you're still developing this site too, Mary. So party dash TRUCKS / local go. I typed it in wrong. Oh my goodness. Taco index.php party trucks. Oh, party trucks only had local. I missed the taco part. TACO hyphen. All right. All right. Oh yeah, it is switching. It is switching on my cell phone there. So obviously what's happening here is not quite functioning on the Google Elements exam there, or look at it. So All right, let me get my remote back here. There we go. Yeah, and Rick, I'd be interested in, it might not just be the slider that get the low score on the desktop. Who knows what else it could be. On that score, did it give any reasons? You go here and see too how many subscribers Rick is up to on his. Yes, it was the question for you. Did it give you when it scored you on the desktop or mobile, or especially on the mobile? Did it give you a score on what the issues were? Something that was out of bounds or something, or time load time. Also, you're up to like 98. Are you at 98,000 subscribers now on your YouTube channel? Did I see that? Okay, a whole lot of reasons, most of which you can't understand. Well, we'll look at that. I'll look at that after. I did get your call on. I did see you calling on Skype this morning, but I was just getting up and I had to get ready for the live stream. So I'll give you a call afterwards. Let's see here. 89,000. Okay, 89,113 subscribers. Putting you just under 11,000 away from getting your silver play button from YouTube. That's going to be exciting. The channel here is up to 1,230 here on Basic Joomla here. YouTube channel. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to read up on some of these things. Let's see who we got here that we can look at on this on these articles. See what they say. Commerce Gurus, Responsive Designs.ca. Let's go with the number one. They work to be number one. A huge 100K celebration on your birthday in May. Sounds good. All right, this guy says, when it comes to homepage sliders, also called carousel slideshows, rotating offers, faders, call them what you like, ask online marketers' opinions on them, and you're bound to get a passionate response. Many, especially developers and conversion rate optimizers, think they are the scourge of the internet. Others, often designers, think they are great. So which is it? Just do a little Googling and you'll find no shortage of opinions. I know, that's what I just did. I have, or had, I'm no longer sure, a pretty strong opinion on their effectiveness. A few weeks ago, Andy Crestodina, whoever that is, wrote a post on his site about best practices for top websites and included homepage slideshows as one of the best practices. I left a comment basically calling them distractions and conversion killers. As a result, Andy invited me to dig up all the research that is out there and summarize it. So, guest post, summarize it there, here, guest post opportunity. Objectives and testing. It's tough to research something without. Okay, I don't like to read. Okay, here's what whoever Lee is here. Lee.Dottle, what the users do. After tests. They're next to useless for users and often skipped because they look like advertisements. Hence, they are a good technique for getting useless information on a home page. Use them to put content that users will ignore on your homepage, or if you prefer, don't use them ever. Oh, okay. Digerati. This fellow, Adam Felwoes. Now, there is a tough name to grow up with in high school. Felwoes. Adam Fellows. I'm sorry, Felwoes. All right. Almost all the testing I've managed has proven that content delivery via carousels are missed by most users. Few interact with them, and many comment that they look like adverts. We've witnessed the banner blindness concept in full effect. Craig Kistler, founder and conversion. In all the testing I've done, homepage carousels are completely ineffective. In test after test, the first thing the visitor did when coming to a page with a large carousel is scroll right past it and start looking for triggers that will move them forward with their task. Excuse me. So most of the studies focus on two areas: how much sliders are interacted with and how they affect the bottom line conversion rate of site. Many of the comments above talk about how rarely people see and interact with sliders. There are some studies available that back that hypothesis up. These studies look at how often users click on sliders or even look at them, and which slides in a set are interacted with most. Some of the most detailed data comes from the study from Notre Dame University web developer. Posted results. The ND EDU website ran a slider during the study that received a click-through rate of barely 1%. Further, 84% of those clicks were on the first item in the rotation. All right, so the rotation, here's this graph here. I don't count how much fun you had. Hey, I'm just no, that's all right. This is first of all, Mary, don't worry about the I don't think that in looking at this stuff we're judging you or anybody. And also Rick, that's fine for this live stream because I already covered the topic earlier and now we're just hanging out, so you didn't take over the topic. So anything to prevent me just standing around talking about any of my long stories to do with life. So this is good. This is interesting that he found that in the study, and this is 2013. So I mean, have to look at everything in current context too. But in 2013, that anyways, when they had these 5 positions in the rotator, it was the first one that was clicked most. People didn't watch through, I think is what they're saying. The study also included tracking sliders on 4 other sites that fared a little better. Yeah, so because you could always, maybe that was the best information that people were looking for on your first slide. Study also included tracking sliders on 4 other sites that fared a little better. One with an overall click-through rate of 8.8% and the others between 1.7 and 2.3. Clicks were still heavily weighted in favor of the first site. You know, Mary, your point there too about having fun and that the client will decide. I think too that brings up another issue that we have with, and I'll get back to this screen in a sec. That brings up another issue that we have as web developers and web designers or web people or tech people for clients is sometimes that's what they want. They might not. I mean, we can talk to them about things like this or keep up to them. However, I mean, this is an issue I wasn't even thinking about or aware of until Rick raised it. So all we can do is give them the information and the suggestions. But if they want a slider, as often clients do, they think to themselves, you have a picture of what it will look like. And they're very artistically driven, and also they are also living in their mind about how if it just looks great, people are really going to do a lot of things on it. So it's partly our job to educate them. But yeah, so when we come to clients and see what they think, then that's something to bring them. One thing that I did notice there, Mary, if we just pop back to what you're doing there. I'll go here. I wonder if for this blur, if it was faded just a little bit, would make the boxes pop out more. If there's a not a faded more, but if it was darker, shadowed more, that might make things jump out just a bit more. Although it's food and it's bright colors, so. All right, Rick's off to jiu-jitsu. Yeah, 1:30 should work fine for a call then, Rick. I expect that I will be here. Yeah, that'll be good. Protect your face, man. Yeah, I was just thinking, because yeah, everything is so bright, so it might draw more to the to the pictures there. Let's go back and take a look at this. Beacon Fire tests on nonprofit sites. That's 2011. Okay, digital agency. Oh, the blur's actually setting right in extension. Oh, that's nice. Wow, it does look great. The other thing too is just thinking about reading through here. Here's a graph here showing 4 different client sites and having all their slides and who clicked. Which slides got the most clicks, the early ones. Something like what you have there. If it is getting, now they're talking about a low click-through rate. You could use a really nice extension like this to display the one bit of information that you want them to see. So instead of having just that picture at the top, which is the header picture or the main picture for what the article is, use a one slide slideshow with all of these features. I think that's totally legit too, because I have done that with, look how red my face is today. I have done that on my site, on sites as well, where I just really like something and the feature with it, and use it just totally different, so it makes the look that you want. So you go to the article. There's the slide that you want, and it's like welcome. Yes, don't forget to enter this month's contest, and then circle, like it says, this month's contest, just to really get people's attention, because not only they might have gone to that page from the home page, but they may actually have gone there directly because of the link that you've given them, and or they've searched in Google. And so in a sense, by having a really nice slider acting image at the top, it makes it really nice for and grabs people's attention just for that one content. And there's nothing on there for them to click on it because you're just displaying information, and then they'll just scroll down anyways. If they're blind to it, then they're blind to it. But that could be possibly a good use for that too. All right, that's interesting. You know, by the way, I don't know if I've said this before, but I love graphs. Ooh, I like graphs. Conversionista and Grizzly Zoo. These names are great, eh? Conversionista is a conversion rate optimization firm based in Sweden. They ran tests with one of their clients, Grizzly Zoo, a small online pet shop. And the test compared a home page with a large image slider versus one with a static image. In addition to measuring clicks and engagement, they used eye tracking technology to see what areas users were giving the most attention. All right, so here is their heat map with the slideshow, and also let's see, the numbers show that for the version with the slider, users seemed to avoid the slider and did not click on it. For the test version with the static image, eye tracking data showed a drastically improved interest for the top area. And a substantial amount of users also chose to click on the new version. The numbers show that too. The static image version was clicked over 40% of the time, while the version with the slider was clicked only 2%. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if part of that is that when you see a slider, you think it's just a slideshow showing pictures, that it's not actually something you can click on. Show that the slider was virtually ignored. The attention spots that appear to be on the slider were actually in the drop-down menus. Yeah, I noticed that they've got the drop-down here. on top of it. And then the little blog comment exchange between Andy and shared the results of an engagement study that Orbit had done. Their version with regards to rotating slideshow versus static image as measured in clicks on the image or slideshow. Their version with the static image gained nearly 3 times as many clicks as the version with the slideshow. Home slideshow, home image. University of York. That's here in Canuckland. And there's tracking sliders on their site. First slide gets by far the most clicks and presumably attention. In this experiment, around half the clicks were on the first slide. Further, he found that when he reduced the number of slides in the slider from 8 down to a maximum of 5, the slider was clicked more often. Okay. However, as the content of the slides was different from earlier collections, it's not certain whether increased clicks were due to similar number of slides or simply more compelling content. Yeah, that's the wild card in this as well too. That is it you're going to get more clicks on the content. Although a lot of these are pretty in sync with each other. Another study. All three had three different websites his firm worked with, each using a homepage slider for different purposes. All three had very low click-through rates, ranging from 0.65% all the way down to 0.16%. One of the things to ask here too is, are people not clicking on a slide because it's presenting them information and there's nothing else to click on? For instance, if you go and you see 3 slides and they're offering a product for sale, gloves, mittens, and winter boots, and you know that, and you see that, and you think, oh, okay, I want to look for those boots, and you look around, products, and then go to boots. So I can see it. I mean, the goal is to get people to click, but if they're just scrolling down, there's that is space that's presenting information as well. Also, and of course, I'm not a brainiac as far as click-throughs and some of this stuff, because it's just an issue I became aware of today, or the question. But also, images, for instance, on your site, Mary, are great tools to make people hungry for something. So if a slide comes up, there's a couple of slideshows of good-looking food, you've immediately communicated, hey, we have good food. If the person gets hungry or is looking for food, they think, oh, okay, maybe they're not going to just click on the taco. Maybe they're going to say, oh, yes, where's the order link? Oh, order, or maybe it's further down. So I wouldn't totally rule out the influence that a well set up slideshow or an image at the beginning of an article has to create a response to make people want to click somewhere else. So that's something to think about too. All right. If you're getting bored, just tell me and we'll go head over to the extensions group in Facebook and see what's shaking there today. Kyle Pete of Mobify published results of a study several commercial e-commerce sites that each had at least $20 million of e-commerce sales. All right. In all these cases, there were no slider in the homepage of the site, but sliders were instead used on the product detail pages. Okay, different use of them of these stories as image galleries. Also, these sliders did not advance on their own. They only advanced upon taps or swipes by the user to do it. Interesting. For this kind of implementation, the interaction numbers were much better. Over the 11-month study of over 7.5 million interactions of sliders, the users took the initiative to advance a slider 72% of the time, and zoomed in, analogous to clicking on a homepage slider, 23% of the time. Additionally, while the first slider in the slider was still interacted with most often, the drop-off for successive slides was not nearly as great in other cases. In the Mobify study, of all the people who zoomed on the slider, 54% zoomed the first slide, 16% the second. It's much smaller drop-off. So there they were using slides not just to be getting out news, but to display products, and people could manually go through and look and see. The drop-off in interaction from the first slide to successive slides was not nearly as drastic. Says that this information says a lot. It says that sliders can be a useful part of the user experience. It shows that using sliders to show things like different angles of a product photo, and in a much more specific context, such as on a product detail page, can be more engaging than a home page slider barking out offer after offer. All right, that's interesting. Click that is nice, but I care about conversions. Knowing other people using the slider is great, but learning whether a slider will increase or decrease conversions is what you really should really be after here. And that can be done with A/B tests, which eliminates other variables, showing a version with the slider to half the new visitors to a site and a version without the slider. Fortunately, there's information available in actual studies that have been conducted measuring the effect on bottom line metrics. All right, so do rotators contribute to or detract from the profitability of a website? As I said, companies often prefer not to make public data from A/B tests they've run. However, several conversion rate optimization kingpins have spoken about tests. So we've tested, okay, here's one. Chris Goward. I should probably post the link to this, since it's not, so you can follow along. Sorry about that, everyone. We have tested rotating offers many times and found it to be a poor way of presenting homepage content. So there's a comment, homepage content. I don't have public case studies I can share, but can tell you generally that we've rarely seen them win in a test. This guy called them evil. Hey, somebody just followed. Thanks for the follow, whoever that was. I missed the name popping up. Or that was actually a subscription on YouTube. That can happen as well, to hear that sound. Let's see. Site Tuners CEO Tim Ash. Must be a great guy with the name Tim. He calls them evil. Rotating banners are absolutely evil and should be removed immediately. He said the evil truth of rotating banners is that they do the opposite of what's intended, distracting users away from the most important content. And he said in 2015, there are multiple explanations from my site about why rotating banners, steals attention from key tasks, and a range of other experts agree that they don't work. And then there's someone else, Craig Tomlin. Craig found that the average click-through rate among hundreds of sites he has tracked was less than 1% and conversions were being hurt. Among the hundreds of website audits I've completed in which carousels were causing poor conversion, when my clients killed their carousel, they typically increased their conversion significantly. The message is clear. Kill your carousel before it kills your website. Finally, Adobe Optimization Manager Blair Keane referenced the test in 2013 for a financial services client. Instead of replacing the slider with a static image, Blair simply removed the slider entirely, simply raising all of the contents below. He tested this against the version that had the slider and found that the version without resulted in a 23% increase in sales. Well, that's interesting. Very interesting. All right, well, man, they got a lot of stuff in here. This article looks like it's from 2016. You ever notice that lately their dates are not on articles anymore? I'm seeing that more and more because I look to see when something was written and there is no date. till you get down to the bottom here and you see that the first comment that was made was on June 12th, 2016. I'm guessing the reason that the date does not appear is so that you don't look and say, oh, that's old, I'm not going to read it. Although it's interesting because for amplified mobile pages, you do want to have a date. They do look for a date. So let's look at the code here and see if they have date. Yeah, here we go here. OG, let me blow this up here. Whoops. OG updated time, October 10th, 2016. And then here, article published time, meta property, 2015, October 16th, 2015. And then also the modified time, which works with the updated time. So they don't have their date on there, which is interesting because when I was looking earlier through the Google results, when our image slider is still popular on websites, I got looking down and this came up at top, but down here it shows March 6, 2016, July 27th, March 7th. There's no date that appears. Okay, Mary, have a great day. Say hi to the goats for me. And I'll see you on Wednesday. Interesting. Wonder why these have dates and don't have some don't have dates. Let's take a look at this one here. Oh, they show the date there, published September 27th. Last updated November 5th. But in the search results, the date did not show up on there. Interesting. Because I went to this one because I figure it's probably the newest because it didn't have old dates. Here's one from March 6th. And it is indeed from March 6th. All right. Well, interesting. Was not thinking that we'd be thinking about or talking about that today. Okay, let me wake up a page here and see what is going on here. Where are we at here? Okay. Alrighty. Interesting. So, something for us to be thinking about and talking about. Why don't we head on over to, let me just change this here. We'll head on over to Facebook. Let's check out something as we have been doing lately on the Joomla extensions group. And this is a public group, so I'm not giving away anything that shouldn't be seen. Let's see what's going on here. Promotional price. There's the top one. The best extension of events. Oh, we looked at that last week. I actually contacted Johnny and sent him a link to the live stream and told him that we had been by checking out his no-boss extensions. So let's go somewhere else. Nor competition. Hey, I did a review on that for them. And let's check by. They've got a maintenance release out. I used this extension to pick a new logo for my website. I ran it as a contest and basically uploaded samples of the logo that I had prepared and asked people to vote on it. I actually took a tablet to a Chamber of Commerce meeting, and I had the battery running off of my charging. I had battery in my pocket, charging it and running it. And I also was using my phone to make a local network so I could show it on my template, my tablet, and I had people voting and using that. So this is, I think it's the only contest extension that I'm aware of for Joomla. I mean, you can vote for images, you can rank images, but I think as far as specifically for voting, Nor Competition is the is one. So yeah, that's the blog. There's Joomla extensions. Other things that they have there. They have a bundle offer. All extensions for a year, 89 euros. Lifetime bundle, forever, 149. Nor Competition, Folkacart, Hika Shop, RD subscriptions, modules, and plugins. They got to go with that. Let's check this one out here. JMB Tree create amazing menus with submenus in a matter of minutes. So they have a menu extension. And copy letters. This is one that I looked at before. I never did anything with it. This provides the ability to save a copy of the contact form submissions sent via Comm contact. The messages that are sent via the native Joomla contacts component can be saved as an article to a specified category. The category can be restricted within Joomla to have special permissions and be available only to specific users or access groups. So yeah, I remember seeing this before when I was looking at doing that review of the Nor Competition. So this is pretty neat because for people using the core Joomla contact, it will put the contact and create an article out of it. And what it says is they're using specific users and access groups. Then you have a record of what was submitted through that form, and you have it there. It says the article contains all the provided information about sender, name, email, date, and a message. It's also possible to send a copy of the message to a specified email address. So that's cool. Now, of course, through that contact form, you get the email anyways. But as a permanent record of where it is, to have it in articles, you could come up with some different uses for that. And then also possible to send it to a specified email address. You could use that for routing, which you could do with the core contact one. But just the idea of having it saved as an article and having a record of it there, that's pretty neat. And that's neat functionality for people that are using the Joomla contact, the core element. I know if you use RS Forms Pro, they keep track of submissions as well. You can use that for a contact form. But this is a really neat addition. I like that. Somebody just... oh, I think that's probably on my Facebook here. Let me just check, because it might be related to the stream here. No. Or was that a Skype message? All right. It was a Skype message, but not related to the stream here. Okay, what else has he got here? Donation for PayPal and JMB Custom Managers. Let's check that out. JMB Custom Managers module is an effective way to display a list of specified contacts anywhere on your website. Use cases might include corporate websites where information needs to be displayed showcasing the representatives of an organization, or specified contacts for teams and products, without having to use a custom HTML module. JMB Custom Managers is simple to install. Adding a new manager couldn't be easier. Just create the profile, add an avatar, complete the fields that you need to show, and you're done. Let's check out the live demo. All right, this is a nice layout for having context to people. And they offer a rounded style. Square or rounded. That's pretty cool. A nice way to just suddenly and instantly have your to be adding contents, and again, as Joomla does so well, without having to fiddle around a lot with the design for each individual one. And if you click on one on here, so links mail to, Skype, and demo profile on LinkedIn. So of course that just clicks to LinkedIn. It's not going to work. And excellent. Oh, and here I was not even showing you that. Duh. Here's what I was looking at there. Square or rounded style. All right, well, bit of a quiet day here in the live stream, but that's okay. We already tackled what we were going to look at. I don't know if you guys have anything else. If you do, type now or forever hold your peace, at least until Wednesday, when we get together back for Watch My Work live stream. And John Moholt shows us the latest stuff for Hoda Meta. But I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up for today then. That's all I have got. That was really interesting to look at and to consider this question about front page sliders and do they work. And I'm going to be doing more thinking about that and reviewing that and stuff I'm doing for clients and for projects that I have on the go or considering. So anyways, I think that's it. Get my finger ready near the button on the remote here. Thanks for tuning in today, everybody. Thanks for your support of this channel. Like I said, we're up to 1,230 subscribers. And things are going along and exciting things are happening and hope to see things keep growing. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Hope to see you again soon. See you on Wednesday. Watch My Work live stream. Until then, enjoy your Joomla sites and God bless.